What is up, and welcome into the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I'm your host, Ezra McCann. I'm joined, as always, by my outstanding co-host. He's a Chicago Public League legend. He's a Simeon legend. He's a Grambling State legend. He played second base for the Tigers back in the day. He was all SWAC. He is none other than Brandon Williams, a.k.a. Coach Smoke. And we've got our NFL draft analyst, enthusiast, just all-around expert in the sport of football, whether it's NFL, whether it's college, hell, maybe even high school. He is none other.
Don't forget NCAA college football, man. Come on, baby. Video game.
I put that game down, man. I haven't played about 2.5 weeks, so yeah, we'll pick it back up. He is Glenn Morgan, our GM, and Glenn was also making some appearances out there as we've been off for a while, and glad to be back. But Glenn was on the Give Me the Hot Sauce podcast with Stacey King and our guy Mark Shanowski. Good stuff, man. Heard some of it. Yeah, good stuff, man. On with the big boys, man.
No. You did the right thing. You were like, okay, let me turn this off. I don't need to listen to this dude. You probably did the right thing. But no, man, it was cool, man. Stacey opened up the platform to allow me to come on there on a weekly basis and talk some pro football, some college football, obviously with emphasis on Chicago Bears, and go from there, man. It was just cool. And then, we worked with him for so many years, so both he and Mark. So really it was just like hanging out with, a couple of guys I grew up with, it felt like. So it was all good. So definitely enjoy doing it.
I don't know if we ever really explained like how you became, this media darling.
Media darling? I don't know about that.
That is GM.
I need to get some other folks on the bandwagon then, the ones with
we all need to do that. We all need to do that. But back in the day, Glenn was working behind the scenes at do you go back to Fox Sports Net?
Yeah, man. Fox Sports Net.
Fox Sports Net, Comcast Sports Net, NBC Sports Chicago, and all these so-called experts would come in studio, and Glenn would debate these guys, and 99.9% of the time, Glenn was correct. And so they figured this out, and so every time they would come in, they would have to talk to Glenn. And so through that, Glenn got the reputation of being this expert. So yeah, that's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Even the great Stacey King season. That's great.
You're kind, man, but basically I'm just old enough to remember. That's all it boils down to. Been watching football for half a century. You catch on to a few things.
Hey, well, let's get to it, man. It's been a while since we've been on, and since our last visit with each other, training camp started.
Yes.
Year one under the Ben Johnson regime. Year two for Caleb Williams. I guess first off, what's you guys' first what's your opinion on Ben Johnson, the head coach, as we were in what's this week 3 of training camp now?
Something like that.
Somewhere, yeah.
I'll say about damn time. It's about time you got somebody in there that's knocking heads in a respectful way, in a professional way, but hold MFs accountable, and I don't know how he is with the staff, but it seems like everyone is tight about what they do, from the DB coach, Al Harris. You see how, and I love just going to the game that just was recently played, how they're cutting to a lot of different coaches along the sidelines. You saw Al Harris several times. You see Antoine Randall. You're not really seeing the offensive coordinator because that's Ben Johnson as far as calling the games. And then, of course, the DC and Dennis Allen. So you're seeing the composite of this coaching staff, which is letting you know that, Ben Johnson he doesn't seem like he's approaching like it's all about him. When Nagy's here, I felt it was all about him, especially as time wore And with uh, uh, Eberflus, it
Bruce,
felt
it
it,
wasn't enough
it
about him.
wasn't enough about him, right? Just like the goalie lock three, one was too hot, one was too cold, one's just right. So I think that Ben Johnson is what we need right now. It's what the Bears need. And here's the thing, man. That accountability, it's not just said at the podium. It's enacted out there on the field. You see it, you hear it. We've heard all the reports from the reporters that have been there, charting everything from OTAs up to now. But also on what's a fan day that Sunday
Fan
before the
Fest, yeah.
Fan Fest. Thank you.
Yeah.
The displeasure was evident, that even the fans could see it, and it wasn't like for show. It's like, no, this is get off the field, all that kind of stuff. So accountability, man, discipline, and holding everyone. And it's not done later. Not let's go look at the film later. Yeah, that's you always gonna do that. No, right now, this is wrong. Right now, yo, dude, wrong. Yo, do this over. That kind of stuff, and they need that. Clearly, they needed it. I've heard other players who used to play with the Bears in the past couple of regimes, talking about the Bears, how crappy it was. Like, dude, like they don't even care. And when you get that kind of reputation, man, that stuff precedes you before you even get to your next game. And so that's not going to be the case here, and that's a good thing.
Well, the interesting part, even going back to last year, was that you had a lot of players saying that they wanted to be coached harder
That's
than
insane,
they were.
right?
You don't normally see that, and
No.
so they got what they wanted in this guy. It seems.
I mean, this might come off as crazy to say, but it seems like now that
Ben Johnson,
Mama McCaskey has gone.
Mm.
Now we're not getting a Bears team that's trying to do the politically correct stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I know it probably would have been this way regardless, but it's just ironic that she's gone and we don't get to see this Bears team on Hard Knocks. This is the Bears team we needed on Hard Knocks. Like Glenn is saying, the attention to detail. If it's not right, we're not at Fan Fest. We don't care that the fans are here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to correct what needs to be. We're going to address it right now. Like last year they would have tried to keep everything together, not to make it look crazy in front of the fans.
Well, that's what
worrying
they
about
did
perception.
That.
Yeah, worrying about perception. And so that gives me hope. That gives me a lot of hope. And like you said, like without past coaches, we had one that was too much about him, one that wasn't enough about him, and now I think we have a even keel when it comes to our coaching staff. And I think that it comes with familiarity amongst each other. I mean, Randall was with
Right.
Ben Johnson. Dennis Allen is a veteran DC that everyone respects. Al Harris, had his run in Dallas. So that's I said the right name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So it's these guys all are very well respected around the league for what they do. Because I'm not gonna say Dennis Allen is respected as a head coach, but he's definitely respected as a DC. So like and we're seeing that so far. Now it's just about execution and results from the players, in my opinion. I think the coaching staff is doing what needs to be done.
Eric Bieniemy too. I
Facts.
totally forgot to.
Yeah.
I was like, did Love get Smith back on the sideline? I said, what? Get that beard, that big gray man beard. I was like, oh my god, I do.
Like this is like an all-star cast.
It really
the enemy,
of a coaching staff.
The enemy.
we get to see limited video of what's going on in practice, and you always hear that voice. That's if there's one voice you're gonna hear, it's gonna be Eric Bieniemy. And he could be across the field somewhere, but you always hear that. You're hearing that voice, so that's a I think that's a great addition to their staff. One thing I was gonna say, I like the fact that we as fans and the people that are in the media aren't being lied to after each practice. The last couple regimes,
All that gas
no
swinging.
matter no matter how the practices were going, and the reporters being there, fans being there, they they see what's going on, but they go to talk to us, and they say, oh, everything is great, you know. We're
Nope.
just all
Cliches.
rainbows and what's the saying there? And
Waterfalls.
waterfalls and Skittles. Everything's great, But Ben Johnson's not. He's not pulling any punches. He's letting us know what he's seeing on the field, and 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 we're able to know that what we're seeing is what's going on right now. So yeah, I think it's a great thing what Ben Johnson's doing here. And it's only 3 weeks in, so we're not building his
Bust
wing
yet.
of the Hall of Fame just yet. But it's good. It's good to see. Definitely good to see. Now the interesting thing about this was that the starters did not play in the first preseason game against Miami this past weekend. Um, and I guess he has a history, even as an OC in Detroit. He didn't play Jared Goff all that much in the preseason.
No,
What?
no.
You bursting at the seams. Come on, come on.
Yeah,
Now,
what you got?
now, I will say that I did not like
Yeah.
simply because that's been like what we've been doing
just Nate.
Well,
years going now.
Since Nagy.
Yes, and it was like that was the one thing I hope would have changed, would have been different. But I mean, I'm a trust his decision. But
Call him out. Come
I,
on,
de-
man. Stand 10 toes down. Call him out. With your chest.
I definitely have my thoughts about that. Like, fuck, another coach
I mean,
saying
they could have given
forget
him
the
two.
preseason.
They could have, excuse me, they could have given him 2 series in that first game.
Okay, let me ask you this. I don't completely disagree, but let me ask you this. What will 2 series actually prove? And is it proving it to you, the fans, or more importantly, does it need to be
No,
proven?
it's about comfort, getting comfortable, actually playing
Right.
in
So that's what I'm
a
saying. So
live
2 series.
situation.
So why 2 series? I mean, if you're gonna put them out there, put them out there for a quarter. Put them out there for a quarter
Well,
and
no,
a
you
half.
saw. I mean, you saw with Beijing this past week. The first 2 series for the Bears were a little rocky, and then I think that third series, he got comfortable,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Not.
and
I'm saying if you're gonna, I'm with you. Put them out there. I'm saying
yeah.
put them out there for more
It
than
shouldn't
two
be
series.
just for 2 series,
Right.
unless
No, I was saying at least
No, but I'm with you. I'm
that.
saying no. If you either put them out there or don't put them out there, 2 series to me is BS in a way, because what if, just like you said, like with Bajan, it took a moment. Now is his confidence better or worse?
Mhm.
Is he chomping at the bit more? Did you create more anxiety and angst as opposed to figuring if anything was right or wrong? Because again, although it was Bajan out there, it's Bajan and his other teammates. They're all still trying to get
Right,
comfortable. So my thing is,
right.
like, you keep him out there like you did with Bajan longer, then you get clicked in, you get a rhythm, and you go forward. So either put them out there or don't. I think the 2 series type kind of situations, or be for if you're thin at the quarterback position, or if you have a veteran like Mahomes and you just someone who has been or someone who's been in the same system for a while. Like if you're JJ McCarthy, yeah, he hasn't played much. He's your main quarterback, but he's been in that system. It's the second year in the system, so maybe 2 series with him. And Jefferson's not out there. So you're kind of doing this, and it's Kevin O'Connell, and it's not just JJ. We focus so much, and I get it, on the quarterback, but it's a team sport, and so it's not just how long has a quarterback been in the system, how long has everyone else been in the system. And so with Minnesota as an example, or Green Bay as an example, those guys, other players, other offensive players, better 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 of those starters have been in that system for some time. Some, and maybe 9 or 10 have been in it, some 3, 4 years, some 2 years, some a little bit longer. With the Bears, everything's new. And I think if I'm going to agree with not putting him out there, I agree with not putting him out there for a couple of reasons. One, you did so much. You seem from the reports, they accomplished so much more in the joint practice with the Dolphins, where they dominated them, especially defensively, and they did a really good job offensively as well. This is one of Caleb's better performances as far as training camp goes. So what's going to be gleaned by A, playing the same team again, B, keep that momentum going forward. Don't have anything that may regress you. The other thing is that what Ben Johnson did is a little bit differently that from what I remember, all the reporters saying they've never seen anyone do before. And I know the practice was against the air, but they ran about, I think, 80 plays, somewhere between 70 and 80 plays, maybe even 80 plus plays in the air, where they're going through what the game call is going to be. Now, there's no defensive players out there, but it was, receivers, quarterback, running back, all that stuff. But you're getting some kind of rhythm of how a play is going to be called, how you're seeing things. This is a situation, and you're going through this rep. So physically, you're getting some muscle memory, but mentally, it's more of a mental exercise. Now, all of that to me is I'm okay with. If you take all of that, you don't play him. It's at home, so it sucks for the fans. I get that. As a fan, it sucks. But as a pragmatist, wanting to have success going into the season, if you take all of those positives, and then when you play the Bills, and from what reports are, the starters will play.
The starters are going to play, yeah.
Then that's what I want to see. So, and keep in mind too, guys, like I still think everyone, maybe the fans, some of these teams, what have you, are still adjusting to 3 preseason games instead of 4 preseason games, and 17-game season as opposed to 16-game season. So you don't want to get hurt in the preseason. You need preseason to get your legs, but you don't want to get hurt because you got 17 games that actually do count. So you're not trying to wear everybody out. It's trying to figure out what that balance is. That's why you see so many different teams do it differently. And then as you keep changing head coaches every year, you're getting anywhere from 5 to 7 or more head coaches. That may change with those organizations too. So as opposed to, let's say, back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you're seeing as 4 preseason games. The starters are going to maybe play the first quarter or a couple of series, like you say. All depends on how long that plays out. Then the second week, they're playing 2 quarters. The third week, they're playing 3 quarters. The fourth week, that's for everybody else to make the team to start or sit. That made sense to everybody. So you're talking like out of the 32 teams or 30 teams or 28 teams throughout those decades, you're talking better than 90% of those teams were following that trajectory. Yeah. I mean, Dennis Green, remember what he says? We know who the Bears are.
We played in the third game of the preseason.
No one takes third place. That doesn't mean anything. We know who the Bears are. I let them off the hook. So we're probably not going to get that again. And everyone's still trying to find out what that balance is. So, yeah, but to Smoke, to your point, man, initially, now I say all that, this is so after the fact that I'm able to rationalize it. But that day, I was like, oh, man, seriously? Really? We on this BS again? Oh, here we go. Because then it's like, I'm asking the question, are you trying to hide him? Does he not know it well enough? Are you trying to not embarrass him? Because if the other guys being other 2 quarterbacks or 3 quarterbacks that are playing, but primarily Beige and Keenan, if they look better doing it than him, he's the first pick in the draft, and then now you start questioning a whole bunch of other things. Or, hide him from other teams. Other teams be like, oh, he still don't know what he's doing, so we know how to come at him. Sometimes you try to hide somebody, but not letting them display the things that may have them exposed. But that's pure speculation. I'm going to go with what Smoke said and put my faith in the fact that this guy's been so tedious. That's Ben Johnson's been so tedious and on these guys about the execution and the footwork and doing it again, that a lot of that stuff, the important stuff, is happening more so than where the fans can see it. And hopefully when they play the Bills, we'll see, some execution on a level that shows that progress is being made.
Well, the Bills are the Hard Knocks team this year.
Yeah.
So we're actually we may see some Bear stuff.
Are they doing joint practices too?
They're doing a joint practice to Friday.
Okay.
Are they in tomorrow? No, I think it's Friday. Friday's a joint practice, and then the game on Sunday.
Game's on Sunday again.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, look forward to that next week. That should be interesting.
And Trubisky's back in town.
I swear, I feel like since Trubisky's been in Buffalo, We play them every preseason.
It seems like it, right?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
he's in Buffalo, right? Because
When in
we didn't,
Buffalo, yeah.
because he was with the Steelers. We didn't play the
We didn't play the
Steelers, right?
Steelers, no, but
Play
when
the
he's been in
Steelers.
Buffalo,
Because
because
he
remember
was in
Yeah.
Buffalo.
he had that
Justin.
Then
one
went
game
to the
where
Steelers.
he tore
Yeah,
us up in the preseason.
his
Yeah.
first game
Yeah,
against us.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm sure he's gonna be amped up for that. That should be fun. Left tackle, still a huge concern. Um,
Hey, if you got 4 left tackles, you don't have one.
that's not good. Not good. They who was the
Theo Bennett,
yeah.
yeah, the Canadian.
I thought he was a guard.
No, he's a tackle. Yeah, he's got that length. Yeah, he's physique of a tackle. I mean, I
Okay.
think he's athletic enough that they can put him at guard, but he was a tackle at British Columbia.
Okay. Amagaji's definitely a guard.
I think he should be your swing lineman. I think
He could play. He could. Yeah. If you gotta put him at tackle, you can. But I think he's got the build for a guard. That's just me. Braxton Jones. He's not. I don't think he's 100%. That's why
no,
he's not winning this job right now.
Braxton Jones' era is over.
You think so?
Now you're saying error ERROR or
Wow.
ERA?
Wow.
I'm just asking a question.
Wow.
That's a great question.
just ask a question.
Man, I didn't even think of it that way, but yeah.
And Trapillo, I like Trapillo.
He's young.
But he's never played on a. He's not really played on the left side before.
It's different. Here's the funny thing: Braxton's problem, pass block wise, is against the power
Right.
rushers.
Right.
Athletically, no problem. Up the field as a run blocker,
yeah,
does really good.
Yeah.
Trapillo's issue will probably be against
Run
speed
blocker.
rushers. No, speed rushers.
Speed rush.
He'll handle the power rushers, I think, just fine because he's a big dude and he's got. I don't know what he's like as a run blocker at this point, but I don't. I'm not saying he's stiff, but sometimes big, tall guys like that getting their hips around, especially against speed rushers, could be an issue. So, and like you said, his lack of inexperience may,
lining up with if you're used to, especially when you're right-handed and you're used to coming out of a right-handed stance,
it's different.
With your power leg is your right.
Right.
It's hard to. I've had a little bit of experience with that. Making a switch to the left side. It's different. It's different. I'll say it. Not that it can't be done, but it takes some getting used to. Trapil is also 6'8", which means that he's susceptible to
getting under his pads.
Guys getting under his pads.
Right.
Yeah, and getting bull rushed. That's what I'm afraid of with him.
If he's got quick hands and he's got some power, he can get that punch and stymie some guys. Maybe that can help him a little bit. Here's a question, because arm length has always been a thing that we talk about, or that's talked about when it comes to the edge, the bookend blockers, your right and left tackle. You want guys with long arms. Amagaji has extremely long arms. My question is it a hindrance, or does it work against you, or is it counterproductive when you move inside? Because usually your guards have the shorter arms, so to speak. Because everything's a lot, everything comes at you because you're almost face up on those guys. Sometimes with the tackles, they're bracing for a guy that's coming off the edge that's maybe not even be on the line.
They're releasing.
Right. And so they have time to get their arms fully extended to keep you out. When you're inside, tight like that with the guard, with your long arms, is that a problem? If he's not able to get his arms
extended
enough to where the leverage works in this fashion and they're not, it's not working against him. I'm just curious.
I don't think that's too big of an issue.
Okay.
I like the fact that he can move a little bit, so that if you as a pulling guard,
yes,
because they then I'm sure in this offense they're gonna have to move a lot. I think he'd be able to. Yeah, he'd be able to do that. The good thing about having the long arms is that you're not going to have guys have the ability to get inside on you. You can you can keep a distance, even playing inside. So that's I think that's an advantage.
Advantage. Okay, I was just curious if it counterintuitively speaking, if having long arms inside was something that you don't want.
Yeah, and he's not. I don't think he's how tall is Amagaji?
I used to know. I think he's 6'4", but don't get me the line.
Kieran Amagaji. Look at that. He's the first thing that comes up when you type in Kieran. Very good. Kieran Amagaji is. Oh, I didn't realize he was 6'5".
Okay, I thought 6'4", but yeah, so he's 6'5".
I thought he was like 6'3".
I knew I didn't want to say 6'5" because for some reason I'm thinking like, but I know he was at least 6. I thought 6'4", which
that just tells you how big Trapillo is. Because I've seen them like next to each other. Oh my god,
yeah.
he looks like small compared to all those guys, man. Trapillo's a big dude, man.
Yeah. I like the physicality that this offensive line at least presents right now. And even the second unit wasn't looking too bad Sunday.
Yeah.
Not great all the time, but not looking bad. Like I wasn't going like, oh my god, this line sucks. I wasn't saying that. There were times where things didn't work, but it seemed like more of an execution, everyone being in sync kind of thing, as opposed to there's no talent out there.
Right. But it's still it's a concern that they haven't been able to name a left tackle yet. I feel like they would if they had their wish, this would be a done deal at this point.
Yeah. Well, who wouldn't want to know? But you know what? Keeps it interesting. and by the same token, you're also really starting to establish your depth too. I want to look at it positively. If you don't know, then that means that in a lot of ways, no one's head and shoulders above the other at this point, but that doesn't mean they're not talented. They all must be, so much, like I was saying before, some guys may be strong in one area, weak in the other, and vice versa. But if you understand who and how and what they are, you can put them in positions to succeed, as opposed to them just, they're just no good. Because if you're no good, then you're not part of the, you're not part of that. We're trying to figure out rotation. We already know you ain't part of the rotation. Yeah. So I'm just trying to find positives, man. Usually you guys say I'm so negative about stuff. I'm just trying to find positives.
Well, speaking of depth, the defense, the second team defense looked really good on Sunday.
Noah Sewell.
Oh my God! Well, the linebackers, him and Hippolyta, yeah, they both look good. Noah Sewell was everywhere, man.
Everywhere.
Well,
everywhere.
It helps when you don't get blocked. A couple of times he didn't get blocked, but
still he was there.
He was there.
He was in the right spot. You got to give that to him. Pickens looked good. I thought on Sunday.
He appeared. He was there, so that's good for him because he might be that on that third tier.
But I mean, you talk about depth though.
Yeah, exactly.
I asked this because I feel like Booker looks good every preseason. Do we see it in the regular season this season?
Okay, you're not gonna see 3 sack games every week.
No, not 3 sack, but it's not 3 sacks. No, but just.
But it's good. I think it's good.
But improvement.
It's good that against second teamers, he showed out.
Because I feel like he stood out to me in preseason last year.
Yeah, at times.
And I mean, I have high hopes for him. I think the potential is there. So
I agree with you. I mean, he came out probably a year early. He didn't have a lot in his toolbox. He just got after it, and his length and his he's got that loping explosiveness. It may not necessarily be that first step, but the second, third step is really good. And with his ranginess, he's able to cover up a lot of ground, and he can use his length to maneuver past someone, what have you. I think the difference between last year and this year, at least from what I can tell, and it's just one preseason game, he seemed to be better holding the edge than he was last year. A couple of times he kind of got caught up in the wash a little bit, but he was really good, I thought, in supporting the run in a lot of areas, especially in the goal line situation. I think he's playing with more awareness about what he needs to do and responsibility wise. And I think he showed playmaking ability. It's one thing to get a sack. Maybe you get past somebody one time, or maybe someone's running into you because the pressure comes somewhere else. He actually made a play where he forced a fumble, and it was a key turnover because of where it was and how that could help the Bears kind of get an easy score. So that's playmaking ability, and those aren't things that you can be taught it, but those are things that some people, they're either good at it or they're not. Peanut Tillman, Peanut Punch. I mean, again, as an old man, I'm thinking like, dude, call it Peanut Punch, but the guys have been doing that stuff like that. I remember Mel Blunt used to do that shit all the time. I mean, other people have done it, but he became renowned for it, and it may get him in the Hall of Fame because of it. So much so that it's named after him. But he had a knack for that. Those Bears teams, under Lovey, that defense, Briggs was just like he was always getting interception. Urlacher was getting interceptions. They didn't get a lot of sacks as a unit. They did good, but they got a lot of turnovers, and they scored off those turnovers. They became proficient. Mike Brown, when healthy, I mean, so some people have a knack for it.
Well,
so
Lovey preached that if you got the ball,
right,
we're gonna score.
Right, and that's part of it. Like I said, you can be taught it in the terms that it becomes part of your mindset, but that doesn't mean you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And some people are really good and better than others. And so I think with this Dennis Allen defense, them being much more aggressive, playing a lot more man, and with this front seven, if they can generate that pressure, there's our whole secondary. These guys, well, actually, I can't say that because Smith dropped a pick six.
I was just about to say, Terrell Smith, you break on the ball like that, you got to catch that football, man.
Yeah,
you got to.
Yeah, his hands weren't in a good spot. They were
attached
attached to his wrists.
That's why he's a defensive back.
I was about to say he showed us why he's on that side.
You get a clean break like that. I was 6, man.
Yeah,
you got to catch that.
And so yeah, man. But I think Book, like you said, Austin Booker. I think he epitomized a lot of the adherence and the quick adherence that these players have had, the buy-in that they've had under Dennis Allen, because you can't say that they didn't have success under Eberflus. They did.
They did.
Especially when healthy. Last year they fell off, but Billings going down and injuries and then discontent, a whole bunch of other things led to them falling off. But they had success. But now they're like, ooh, I can do this, and man, I can do that. And guys are like, hey, it's giving me a chance to be aggressive, and I get a chance to eat.
More of a funner offense, a defense.
Yeah.
Than more of an active defense than more of a happen to be more disciplined, I would say.
I think just differently disciplined.
Now, granted, you have to be disciplined in every aspect of the game.
Right.
True. I didn't want that to sound crazy, but I think Dennis Allen's defense is just more actively aggressive, right? Yeah. When Eberflus' defense was more not as aggressive, just had to be disciplined and stay in your spots and execute when it got to you type thing.
Yeah.
This one, Allen defense is, we coming to get your ass, and that's the kind of a defense I've been praying we've had for the longest.
Well, I think to your point, it's we coming to get you like all 11, whereas with Eberflus, a lot of the emphasis was really placed on the front four and how much they can create, the havoc that will allow everybody else to do whatever their job entails. So you can't tell me that Tampa Bay defense under Dungy wasn't aggressive and didn't, make play. You can't tell me that Lovie Smith's defense didn't make plays, but it's just aggressive differently and how and where the responsibility. Whereas here, it's like all 11 at any time you're going to get it. You're going to get it
send an all-out blitz.
Here's the deal, though. That Tampa defense and that Bears defense, they had the right guys, at the right positions.
Right. And if you don't have that, then you get exposed. Whereas with this Dennis Allen defense, even if you don't have all the right guys, there's so many damn guys.
Right.
that it's tough.
In that Tampa 2 defense, you got to have that 3 technique. You got to have the end.
Middle linebacker.
You got to have the weak side linebacker. Before the middle linebacker. And I think Urlacher just
different.
He was just different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was able to take away, the entire middle of the field.
Right.
So yeah. So I don't think the Bears really had that with Eberflus in that defense. Totally. Which now we don't have to worry about that with
Yeah,
Dennis
we
Allen.
that's Cowboys' problem.
Right.
Who we play?
Absolutely.
Who we play, by the way? Is it week
That,
3? We play the
that should be
Cowboys?
fun. They come here, right?
They
Well,
come here.
hopefully
They
they
come here,
still don't sign Micah.
That's gonna happen. It's
I
gonna.
know it is.
It's gonna
I know
happen
it
Tuesday before week 1.
Right.
Micah Parsons will be signed. You can book that definitely. It's crazy. We haven't really talked about Caleb all that much and the quarterbacks.
What's a Caleb?
What's Caleb?
That's one of them Amish guys.
Wow.
That's
No,
a classic Amish name.
He's the quarterback.
Caleb Mordecai.
He's the quarterback.
He's the quarterback.
That's
my quarterback.
I swear, every time you hear a report, it's just been up and down. He had a bad day today. Today was a pretty good day. Yeah, he was bad
I like
today.
it. I like it.
It's nothing consistent.
I like it.
Why do you like it? Please.
Because it's different when it comes to Caleb. Last year everything was so great. Yeah. He's this. He's generational. Now he seems human. Now let's play football. No more that simmer down expectations. No more people on TV, Super Bowl, and playoffs is still something that should be a goal, but it just seems more realistic now.
You think playoffs?
I didn't. I'm people saying playoffs.
Oh, okay.
As far as in the media,
okay.
That because of the coaching staff and all the things around, I can see that. But you had last year as a rookie, people saying Super Bowl.
They were insane.
I mean, Ezra, you said 13 and 30.
I said 12. No, I said 12. No. I said, let's get it right. I said 12 and 5 last year.
12 and 5. Okay.
I said 12 and 5.
Numbers.
And wait.
You're just dyslexic when you looked at it.
Wait. What I said was coming to fruition. Because I said they had an easy part of the schedule in the first 8 weeks, right? And I said they were going to go 7-2 in the first 9. So they were going to go 7-2, and then there was going to be a tail off there, but they were going to win 12 games, right? Let's be real. Up until the Washington game,
but
they were 4-2. They were 4-2 going into that Washington game. They should have, and if not for that damn Hail Mary.
Oh my God! Stop.
They were 5-2. 5-2 at that point. If they win that Washington game, I think they're rolling.
You are being disingenuous.
That's what happened.
They should have lost to Tennessee if the quarterback wasn't a knucklehead and gave the game away.
They won.
I know, but it was because they were just doing so well, and they lost to the Colts and looked bad.
They did.
And they beat Jacksonville, who sucks.
And then they had a blocked field goal against Green Bay. They lost a Minnesota game that they should have won, right?
Could have won
2 games, by the way, that we were losing. They should have,
but they were in the lead late in that game, right? The game that got your boy Eberflus fired.
The
Detroit game. They had a chance to win that game, but the idiot didn't call a timeout.
All I'm saying is, you said after Washington they'd have been rolling, and I'm like,
they could have been. It's possible.
They lost to England at home. Only won 4 games.
They did lose to a very bad New England team
at home.
Wait, so I asked this then
after the Washington game.
It don't matter. You're supposed to win right after that to a bad team. It wasn't like they was playing the freaking Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm just saying. I said they were. I was. My premonitions were correct up until that point.
Wait. I'm saying. So easy. I asked this then. Because when I said playoffs, you like playoffs,
Yeah.
what was
No,
that Dick
now
Vermeil,
Jim Moore.
playoffs. Yeah,
Jim
Jim
Moore,
Mora.
like so
No,
you
this year's different because that's
you think we're
schedule.
worse or
This year's
better?
no. It's not even about the
You're
Bears as a
right. They're
team.
not making the playoffs this year because that's
It's
schedule.
about
Okay.
the schedule. This is a
Okay.
tough schedule on
They go
paper.
9-8.
Now,
That's a win.
crazy things can happen, and injuries for different teams, but on paper right now, this schedule is
Insane. For a last place team, you
for
shouldn't have
last
to
place
go to
schedule, and the problem is,
the
all
rotation.
the teams ahead of you in your division were had double digit wins last year.
And went to the playoffs.
And right. So you have those games, 6 of those games. I'm not
2
really worried
games
about. I'm
against.
not too worried about Dallas. I'm not too worried about Vegas. Washington, the team that you should have beat last year, went to an NFC Championship game last year. That's something to worry about.
Eagles
You got to
won
go
the Super
to you
Bowl.
got to go to Baltimore, which by the way is Hampton homecoming week. I will be there. Thinking about going to Baltimore. I haven't made my decision yet. We shall see. You're at
Pittsburgh.
Cincinnati.
That should be a
That's
win.
tough.
You should
The
beat them.
Giants, I think that's going to be a formidable opponent.
Yes, it is. Don't sleep, dude. That defense is going to be
Can't
that
sleep
front
on them.
seven is going to be nasty.
Man, if you say you ain't worried about Dallas, you ain't worried about the damn Giants. I don't care what you say.
I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to hear that.
I'm
I'll
just
be more
saying.
worried about Dallas than the
I'm
Giants.
just saying. As bad as Pittsburgh may seem, it's still a Mike
You
Tomlin coach
always gotta
team.
worry
What?
about
You
them.
got to
What do
worry
you mean?
about it.
How does Pittsburgh look bad? Where are they looking bad at? The receiver, maybe?
Who?
What?
Pittsburgh. You said as bad as Pittsburgh looks.
He
Yeah,
said Mason.
I said may seem.
I'm asking, where do they may seem bad?
Their quarterback is 90.
Okay.
Cam Hayward may be holding out the entire season.
Okay.
I'm just throwing some things out there.
Okay.
You think Pittsburgh is a player?
I think they're a 10-win, 11-win team. Yes.
Okay. I don't know about that, but
I pray.
you never know.
I pray Aaron Rodgers ruins Mike Tomlin's playoffs 500 straight. That would make my day.
You don't like my Tomlin?
No, I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I want him to ruin it. I want him to be the reason that Mike Tomlin's 500 streak is killed. I want it to fall on Aaron Rodgers. That would make my day.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? If Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, I don't think Pittsburgh falls off that far.
He can't get hurt. He needs to stay healthy.
I'm saying right. If you want what you want to have happen, is Aaron Rodgers has to stay healthy, making mistakes, and they can't take him out because he's Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, I don't think there's as much of a drop off going to Mason Rudolph as people are going to think. I think Mason Rudolph, especially in that system, is a lot better. People are like, if you've watched him play the last few times, he was connecting deep. Like he's that guy that is probably needs to be in the league 4 or 5 years, and everything finally starts to make sense and slows down enough for him that he can execute. He's got a big arm. Their quarterback situation isn't as bad as people might think it is. That's all I'm saying. It's Pittsburgh, man. They always find a way, bro.
We go to the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, that's a loss.
That's obliteration.
And
I
you
just
got
gotta
Cleveland. As bad as Cleveland is, you got to worry about that number 95.
That's what I was about to say. The issue there
on
is
that edge.
Caleb got to see goddamn
Garrett.
First the week before, in Philly that we should have got. That we could have got. I ain't gonna say should have got.
Jalen
Carter.
Jalen Carter.
You got to see him. Then see Myles Garrett the next week.
Yeah, no, 2 weeks because we go to Green Bay after that.
Okay. I thought that was back-to-back weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, it's crazy. We played Green Bay 2 out of
3 weeks.
2 out of 3. Yeah, and then you got to go to San Francisco, which historically we don't play well. in San Francisco.
I think they can beat them this year. San Francisco, I think they're going to be a lot worse than people. I think they look like a 6 to 7 win team to me this year.
This is not a cakewalk. So
no,
let's wait to give our predictions till right before week 1.
Okay.
But I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be a 12-win prediction for me this year.
I need to see last year's schedule to figure out. You had 12 wins.
Let's pull it up right now. Wait, I'll show you.
Was it
that
think back
sweet? To last season. Think back to last season.
Y'all laughed at me when I said watch out for the Tennessee Titans. Y'all laughed at me. Tennessee Titans. I'm like, dude, outside of quarterback, they're good everywhere else.
And the Bears won.
Thanks to the quarterback.
Thanks the Bears won. Titans.
I thought the Colts game would be a win. They snarfed that one away. And Washington, people thought Washington. I'm like, dude, if you look at the composition of their team, coaching that they have.
All right, let's remember going back. All right. So week 1 was Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right. I said that was going to be a win. Week 2 at Houston, I said it was going to be a loss. I knew that. Week 3, Indianapolis, I said should be a win, but they did lose that. All right. So that's their 2 losses. I said a win against the Rams. I said a win against Carolina. I said a win in London against Jacksonville. All right. So at this point, they are 4-2.
With the Rams, though, did you say that was a win, or was it because circumstantial? They were injured at the point that we played.
No, but I said going into the season, I said that was going to be a win.
You did pick that as a win?
I picked that as a win.
Well, he has to get 12. I don't know where
they were coming here.
From.
They were coming here, right? Remember this. All right. There was a bye week after London. All right. We went to Washington, which I picked was a win. All right. Going to Arizona, I picked as a win. New England coming here, picked as a win.
You can stop. Yeah, that schedule was pretty trash.
Yeah.
That schedule was pretty trash.
So I had at this point, I had them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had them going into week 11 against Green Bay.
It was backloaded. Backloaded.
Right. I had them at 7-2 at that point.
Yeah, it was backloaded.
And that's I think, you know what? Maybe I didn't have you know what? Sorry. I had Indianapolis as the win. I did have the Rams as a loss.
Okay.
And those were the 2. That was my 2 losses. So it was happening. And then the Hail Mary came, and then the season went to shit after that. And yeah. What can you do?
Wait till next year.
So we're gonna do our prediction on the season.
Let's do it. We'll do it before week 1. Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, 9-8. That's my floor.
I would be happy with that actually.
I'm sorry, that's my ceiling. Excuse me, 9-8.
Your ceiling's 9-8.
Yeah, and my floor is 8 and 9. I think they'll be right there.
We'll discuss that. Hey, fellas, let's wrap it up here. It has been a pleasure, as usual. We want to thank everyone for listening in to the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. Thank you for all your listens. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch us on, let's see if I can remember this now. It's been a while. Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. Did I miss one?
YouTube.
Oh, you can also catch us on YouTube. You can get the video version. You can actually see our pretty faces on YouTube. Go to HP 53 Productions on YouTube, and you can find the podcast there. You can also find the Super Duper podcast hosted by Rob Griggs. Yo, Glenn.
Yep.
Please take us out.
Hey, man, just in case people forgot, we'd like to remind you, we ain't saying we're right. We just don't think we're wrong.
And also check out Glenn on the Give Me the Hot Sauce podcast. It's out there right now.
Appreciate that.
Good stuff, man. We catch you all next week.